I want to try to make this video as short as possible. So, I'm boycotting the elections. That includes the 2018 midterm elections, the 2020 general elections, the primaries and elections between now and then. And I'm taking this position after hearing the dismissal of the DNC fraud lawsuit case. And as a matter of fact, I ripped up my voting card in disgrace after reading this news. So let me give you guys some information just quickly for those of you who are not up to speed with this case. So federal judge William Zolch dismissed this case last week, August 25th. And he stated, in evaluating plaintiff's claim at this stage, the court assumes the plaintiff's allegations are true, that the DNC and Wasserman Schultz held a palpable bias in favor of Clinton and sought to propel her ahead of the Democratic opponent, which was Bernie Sanders. And as you guys know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to step down as a DNC chair in disgrace because of her impartiality, or the lack thereof. So the DNC attorneys basically argued that they were well within their right to rig the primaries and select their own candidate. And I just want to read something quickly from counterpropa.com. The writer writes, without any pretense, the Democratic primary nominating process should be expected to be conducted fairly. Lawyers for the Democratic Party tell Judge Zolch the lawsuit should be thrown out because the party has the freedom to determine its nominees by internal rule, not voter interests, and thus the party could have favored a candidate. So with that being said, I can't imagine anyone supporting the Democratic Party. And to be quite frank, anyone who is complicit and anyone who does not, and I'm talking about elected officials, Democratic officials, this includes Bernie Sanders, anyone who is not coming out against this information and basically yelling on top of the rooftops and shouting out about this case and this corruption that's been going on should be called out. Honestly, I mean, it's irresponsible to be quiet about the type of corruption that took place during our elections. And I'm not talking about Russia collusion. I'm not talking about this whole Russia hysteria that there is no evidence for to date. I'm talking about evidence that is already proven is fact, that shows that the Democratic Party broke their own charter rules. So I can't see anyone supporting, donating, volunteering for this party, much less any political party, on the left, on the right. Unfortunately, there really isn't a place for opposition parties because it's just not how this political process is made out to be. Third parties are not supposed to have a voice. So unfortunately, I can't even see anyone supporting a third party because it's not feasible for a third party to thrive in this type of system. So until our officials, or until we have a collective approach in significantly reforming our electoral process, I don't see what's the point in taking in having that tactic in trying to bring change that way, since these elections are proven to have no integrity and to actually be vulnerable to hacking. And like I said, I'm not talking about Russia hacking. I mean, there's an enormous amount of information that pretty much shows that our elections, our electoral system, our balloting systems are susceptible to hacking. Um, and these systems are proprietary. I mean, we can't even audit these systems. So what's the point of even advocating this type of method and this political tactic if the systems that we use are vulnerable? I mean, it's absurd. I can't even put words. I can't even formulate words at the absurdity of what's going on with our political system. So, as I said, I'm boycotting the elections, and to be honest with you, I'm gonna send a letter, and I encourage everyone to send a letter to every organization, institution that still gets behind the Democratic Party and has not called out the corruption that has happened. As I said, that goes for Bernie Sanders, that goes for Justice Democrats, Draft Bernie, Brand New Congress. I mean, all these people have to come out. All these organizations and people have to come out and come out against this corruption. I mean, otherwise you have no integrity. Otherwise, how can we trust you if revelations like this aren't being exposed? I mean, you can't be complicit with information like this. I mean, we're talking about blatant corruption. I mean, blatant, in daylight corruption. And that's not to say that I'm not trying to throw any shade at anyone in particular. I'm not trying to throw shade at any organization. I've actually supported many of these organizations, and I have no feud or any bad blood or ill will with anyone. I want to see us all thrive. I want to see us all work together in harmony. So I encourage everyone to look into this case, to look into the cases that prove that our balloting systems are susceptible to hacking, and really come up with a conclusion. And I think boycotting the elections is a good one. No matter who the choice is, that choice is only going to prop up the establishment. So I'm just going to cut this video. I'm going to end this video with that note. Boycott the elections. Take care.